Have you ever wondered if the one move that finally seals Golden State's destiny is hiding behind a whisper from the FedEx Forum? Could the next domino in Dub Nation's quest for another banner already be falling in Memphis, where a Defensive Player of the Year candidate paces the paint? What if the answer to our defensive dreams was never in-house, but skating on the wings of a Grizzlies star ready to don blue and gold? Welcome back to Warriors News Fan Report, where every rumor is a spark and every spark could ignite another dynasty. Smash that like button, subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report, and ring the bell so you never miss a moment of the action. Picture this, it's late May. The air still crackling from a playoff run that ended too soon, and whispers begin to swirl about Jaren Jackson Jr., the rookie phenom turned veteran stopper heading to the Warriors. The source, a Heavy.com insider report detailing Golden State's exploratory calls about Jackson's availability, his All-NBA defensive chops, and the tantalizing possibility of pairing his elite rim protection with Stephen Curry's orbital shooting gravity. But the big reveal remains just out of reach, leaving fans on tenterhooks. Could the ultimate two-way forward be the missing piece for a team that reshaped the scoreboard but still struggled to lock down elite wings? Let's rewind to last season. Jackson erupted for career highs, averaging 19.6 points, 6.8 rebounds, and 0.3 blocks per game while drilling 37.9% of his threes on an eye-popping 6.1 attempts nightly. He terrorized opponents with switchable length, averaging a ridiculous 28 defensive win shares that ranked second only to Rudy Gobert, yet his Grizzlies fell one game short of the Western Conference Finals. Could this outcome have fractured the belief in Memphis' ceiling? Some insiders suggest that whispers in the FedEx locker room hinted at a disconnect between Jackson's superstar ascent and the franchise's willingness to construct around him. Meanwhile, Golden State's pursuit of a defensive anchor has been a saga in itself. We watched Miles Turner fire and miss, saw Andrew Wiggins' perimeter magic overshadowed by defensive lapses, and tried to squeeze elite rim protection out of Draymond's torn labrum and smoldering back issues. Now imagine French bread length, arm swatting shots beside Draymond's chaos-inducing instincts, the kind of blueprint Kerr staff salivates over in late-night X-formerly Twitter strategy threads. Is it possible that Klay Thompson's return and Curry's spark fuse perfectly with Jackson's two-way prowess, enabling an inside-out juggernaut that rivals even the great Warriors quintets of the past? Of course, pulling off a deal for Jackson would be nothing short of seismic. Golden State would need to part with significant draft capital, maybe Curry himself carrying a sweetener in the form of young wings like Jonathan Kuminga or Moses Moody. Some insiders believe that the front office is willing to take that leap, convinced that a championship window demands both generational shooting and transformational defense. Could this mean we see a package sent to Memphis that reshapes both franchises and pushes the Lakers and Suns into a panic? The fan reaction has been electric. In Bay Area barbershops, diehards are scribbling trade trees on destination symmetry posters. Some are ready to trade draft picks for immediate impact. Others caution that chemistry built over years can't be rushed like a switch. From Steven to Yal Morin. On X, one viral thread read, "Dubs need JJJ more than KD," while another countered, "Give up Stepho for a rim protector? Sacrilege?" And then there's the national media chorus, Zach Lowe teasing on his pod that Golden State's phone lines have been lit up by Grizzlies execs, and Roy lamenting if the Dubs pull it off. This may be the boldest move since trading for Kevin Durant. Memphis, naturally, isn't staying quiet. Grizzlies fans on Reddit are mourning the prospect, reminding us of Jackson's college days at Michigan State and how his bloom under Coach Taylor Jenkins felt destined for stability. They ask, is it better to build around a homegrown star or chase the all-in glory of an altered championship tide? Some analysts argue that Jackson's next contract will dwarf Golden State's mid-level flexibility, raising questions about long-term cap sustainability, yet others whisper that the lure of playing with Curry and chasing banners could outweigh salary cap gymnastics. Now let's talk matchups. Against the Nuggets, Jackson's ability to deter Nikola Jokic in the paint would be monumental. Could this be the stall tactic that keeps Jokic from peeling off those trademark no-look passes? In a potential Western Finals rematch with the Timberwolves, Jackson's switch-heavy defense could neutralize Anthony Edwards, turning him from a one-man wrecking crew into a jump shooter cautious of contesting above the key. Even the Clippers, fueled by Kawhi and Paul George's playoff grit, would have to navigate a front court that can both block and bomb threes. A juggernaut hybrid that few rosters can match. As the offseason chatter heats up, every statistical nugget fuels the fire. Jackson's defensive rating of 101 to last season ranked fourth among players logging more than 500 minutes, while the Warriors hung at 110.4 on defense, 12 points worse than the league's top 5. Could this proposed swap bridge that gap overnight? And what about spacing? Golden State's offense still thrives at 117.8 points per 100 possessions. When Jackson drills those corner triples, lifting a bench that hit only 35.2% from deep. Imagine Curry's gravity combined with Jackson's corner snipes and bogey level. Our IM protection, could this be the alchemy Kerr chases in every crunch time play? But let's not forget the human element. Jaren Jackson Jr., the shy college kid with a meteoric genius moniker, has matured into a soft-spoken leader, posting cryptic Instagram captions like "Trust the process" under his takeover highlight reels. Could this trade catapult him into a global spotlight, uniting international fans around the new face of defense in the Bay? And for Curry, moving from the comfort of an established nucleus to weaving with ADPOTY caliber teammate, could revitalize his all-star excitement or ripple doubts about fully relinquishing ball-handling duties. The more we dissect, the clearer it becomes. This rumor is less about one man's flash and more about a franchise's identity. Will Golden State lean all the way into defense, risking offensive fluidity? Or is it a one-year experiment to snag another banner before cap hurdles return? Only the whispers in the front office know for sure, but we, the fans, get to imagine the possibilities. But what do you think about all of this, personally? As a Warrior supporter, I believe that if the front office really goes for Jaren Jackson Jr., the blend of Curry's shooting and Jackson's defensive mastery could be the collision that forges a new dynasty, and I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. Ride the wave with me, smash that like button, subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report, and ring the bell so you're first in line for every splashy update in blue and gold. As the dust settles on the Jaren Jackson Jr. blockbuster whispers, Golden State's front office has more than trade chatter on its plate. It's a strategic chess match that could redefine rotations, reputations, and the very identity of Dub Nation. Imagine the ripple effects if Jackson slides into Chase Center alongside Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson. Draymond Green's minutes could be carefully dialed back from his 29 per game last season to preserve that playmaking spark, while Jonathan Kuminga's usage might ebb and flow between 18 and 20 for minutes depending on Jackson's availability. Could Kerr juggle this lineup so deftly that defensive rating plunges from last year's 110 into the league's top 5? Think about Moses Moody, who averaged 16 minutes off the bench, battling for open looks as Curry's gravity drew every closeout, with Jackson's 6 feet 11 inches wingspan clogging lanes and contesting long twos. Moody's role could pivot toward instant offense and electric spark in Jackson's front court umbrella. Meanwhile, the developmental arc for rookie Bronny James would face a hard reset. Those occasional 5-minute bursts and blowouts might vanish as the spotlight shifts to praise Jackson's rim protection, challenging Bronny to earn scrappy minutes in practice before earning real game trust. Is it possible that Golden State's youth wave, once its proudest narrative gets temporarily paused, to marshal a title push around a Defensive Player of the Year finalist? Rival scouts are salivating at the thought. In Denver, Nikola Jokic's camp is calculating how a Jackson-less Dubs defense might allow Jokic's assist rate 6 points per game against Golden State last postseason to skyrocket back to 8 assists a night, reigniting the Nuggets' pick-and-roll mastery. Thunder analytics whisper that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander could feast on post-ups near the basket without Jackson's deterrence, while Minnesota's Anthony Edwards would relish slashing lanes unclogged by length. And the Clippers? They're already scripting lineup tweaks to exploit a Warriors front line that might be top-heavy inside yet vulnerable on the weak side. Some insiders believe LA is calling Amadoka right now, offering Paul George as bait to assuage a tenacious Jackson trade. Could this mean the Warriors' Western Conference rivals unite in coalition against Golden State's ambitious blueprint? Financially, the calculus is as intricate as Draymond's defensive rotations. Jackson's impending Supermax qualifier looms like a minefield. His cap hold can swell by nearly $20 million next season, crowding out perimeter flexibility for Curry's diminishing seasons. Yet Warriors CEO Joe Lacob reportedly sees the long game. Another banner within this window trumps tight cap room later. Fans are wondering if this bold gamble will force Golden State The mortgages draft stock sacrificing the 2026 first-rounder that eye for Kuminga's seasoning just to secure Jackson's services. Could this be the franchise's boldest go-for-it moment since luring Kevin Durant in 2016? Off the court, the mood swings wildly, Adrian Wojnarowski tweeted. Sources: Warriors intensify talks for Jaren Jackson Jr., willing to include top 10 protected pick and a young wing package, igniting fan debates coast to coast. Shams Charania followed up on his podcast, musing, if this deal closes, we're looking at the most offensively intimidating lineup in the league. Curry, Jackson, Draymond on the same floor, and then there's Andre Iguodala in a cryptic Instagram story posting a slow-mo clip of Jackson's block with the caption, "Who says you can't teach an old dog new rim protection tricks?" prompting every Warriors bar in the Bay to erupt with block parties chants amid the noise. The players themselves have started to weigh in. Stephen Curry, in a recent Q&A, smiled broadly when asked about Jackson's fit, calling him a game changer on both ends. Klay Thompson texted an insider that length has always been the missing blueprint, while Draymond Green reportedly sent a private voice note saying, JJJ in the paint, watch chaos unfold. Fans on X are divided. One viral thread reads, Dubs ditch identity for hype blockbuster who's next, KD back home? While another counters, if it brings banners in 26 and 27, give M everything. At a recent Chase Center watch party, diehards chanted, trade for JJJ, trade for JJJ, even as pundits warned that such fervor might backfire if chemistry cracks under pressure. Looking toward the playoffs, the potential for match-winning versatility is tantalizing. Jackson's league-leading to 0.3 blocks per game could flip late-game possessions, turning heavenly threes into contested jumps or hesitated drives in crunch time against the Suns. That might translate into a 12-point swing over a series. Could this be the secret vault door that unlocks another banner run? Some insiders believe that a Curry-Jackson two-man game sets up perfect high-low lobs, forcing defenses to choose between contesting Curry's pull-up or fearing Jackson's cut. Is it possible that Kerr's playbook expands overnight, blending 6 Olympians with one defensive juggernaut? Yet even the sharpest analytics can't capture the intangible grit. Jackson brings his post-game interviews, where he speaks softly about team first and his viral bench celebrations, pumping fists with the kind of understated passion that ignites quiet confidence. Could the emotional lift from adding a cornerstone like JJJ galvanize a locker room already steeped in championship pedigree? Or will the weight of expectations crush a fragile chemistry built around decades of precision rotation? The ticking clock on this saga grows louder with each passing day. Will Golden State strike before the draft deadline, or will Memphis hold firm, demanding a steeper price as we wait for the final word? One thing is clear, the ripple effects of this potential transaction will echo from San Francisco to every NBA arena. Is this audacious enough to land another banner at Chase Center? Personally, as a ride-or-die member of Dub Nation, I believe that if the Warriors pull off this deal, we'll look back at it as the turning point where defense met destiny, and the league may never be the same. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, share your thoughts, and subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report so you never miss another explosive update.